Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, what I like to do is to create videos that I would have found helpful when I first got out looking for treasure. Now, today's video is just some treasure that I found at thrift shops and garage sales. Yeah, so some of these things are from thrift shops. I think something I've gotten here is from a consignment store. And then a little bit from garage sales. We're going to do some testing here. I'm just going to talk about what I found and why I picked it out and came home with it. With the small children, my garage sale schedule is very poor. If you are a hardcore garage sale person, you know you got to get out there right early in the morning and get there before the other hardcore garage sale people do, or you're probably not going to get the good stuff. So I am, sadly at the moment, mostly left with mopping up things. So when I do get something, it's probably something that was just seriously overlooked or got put out at a later time, which does happen with garage sales. For example, like this picture. Now, I normally don't buy pictures, but that's adorable. And 1943. And then the cool thing about this that caused me to pay my $2 is that apparently it glows in the dark. Now, I don't know if it does glow in the dark. I haven't tested it yet, so I'm gonna like run it over this here, and we're gonna just hit the lights and we're gonna see what kind of glow we get, shall we? There you go. You got a bunny. The bunny does, in fact, glow in the dark. Ha! Well, that's a trip. I didn't really realize they were doing that in the 40s, but yeah. $2 well spent, in my opinion. All right. Now, a lot of what I do here is, like, obviously precious metals. So I like to grab things like these. I paid $1 for this. It's probably not quite $1 worth of silver. I think I've got some videos where I scrapped these. And most of these that you find, or at least a lot of them you'll find, are actually not sterling. But plenty of them are sterling. This kind of black tarnish is a real good sign. And then the thing about the ones that are sterling is that the markings are usually so ridiculously hard to see. See right there? That people just don't realize they're sterling. And there's a little bit of sterling in here. I'd have to go reference my scrapping videos to see how much sterling is actually contained within these. But I figure it's at least $1 worth, because $1 is like, $1 of sterling right now is about a gram. And I know it's more than a gram in these. I thought this was the cutest little oiler ever. That was at a thrift shop for $1. I'm guessing it was for a sewing machine, but I'd never seen one quite that small. And for those that are unaware, you put oil in it, and then when you want to get a little squirt of oil, you go bloop, 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 and you get oil out of it. Let's see. Necklaces sure like to tangle, don't they? I'm sure nobody watching my video knows what I'm talking about. You've never had necklaces tangle up on you into everything if you're not careful. And I apparently was not careful with this. So before we continue, just indulge me while I undo, because this is a rather nice necklace. And as you see from the tag, it's 925. Eagle-eyed observers may be asking, why on earth does a 925 necklace look so gold? So I did pay full price for this. Paid the whole $18. Now that you've seen that, I'm going to just get rid of this tag because I don't need it on there. And I wouldn't want anyone down the line to think that this is an $18 necklace. So, you're probably saying, Crow, that is a shiny thing indeed, and it is not silver. It is not 925. And you'd be right. This one is 14 karat. So the question is, did we do okay for our $18? I think the answer is probably yes. It's a pretty solid necklace. Just from a necklace standpoint, I think it's good. And you know what? We'll test it. But that is looking rather diamondy to me. It could be a CZ. We'll see. We've got a gem tester by the end of this video. We'll go ahead and make sure that we've got that tested. But the question I have had, and I've been, okay, it's torture, folks, but I am actively trying not to, like, when I grab this stuff, I'm actively trying not to investigate it much until I can do it on camera with you. So what do we got there? We've got 3 grams of 14 karat. Do we think that's going to be worth more than 18 bucks? So it's about, what, 100 a gram right now for pure. So times 3 equals 300 bucks times, and it's 14.585. 175 bucks, at least 150. I like to just be very conservative with these days and say, yeah, got at least 150 worth of gold right there for 18 bucks. Now, this was in a consignment store too. So I have learned that these consignment stores seem to be very focused on clothing, and jewelry is very much an aside. Like the jewelry part of the business is like something they'll take in, but they don't really seem to know jewelry necessarily. So find you a good consignment store that doesn't understand jewelry, and you too can hopefully get fantastic finds like that one. About this, I don't think this is going to be gold. It's got a real brassy look to it. I think it's Mason. Yeah, I think it's like Knights Templar. I didn't see any markings on it. It doesn't react to the magnet, I don't think. I think that doesn't either. That doesn't either. But I didn't see any markings on the clip. And this obviously isn't gold. And that's got the look of brass to it. So I think this is going to be brass. But you know what? We'll test it. I have been surprised that sometimes dirty gold can actually look somewhat like that. But I'm 99% sure it's going to be brass. Still, nice little bit of Freemason jewelry for $1. Yes, please. Speaking of $1, you know, I'm not so up on fashion, but everyone jokes about Gucci. And this looked quality to me. So I thought, you know, for $1, why don't we go home with that, and we'll do a little research at some point when the kids allow, and we will, I don't even know how to set this watch. And we'll see what we've got here. It says Gucci. 12 millimeter strap made in France. I would assume one of these things is plate. I figured if it wasn't plate, it would actually say somewhere on it, and I didn't see any markings indicating anything other than plate. But usually when you see something like this that's a fake, it's a little bit less good-er. Yeah, you can see it's plate. We've got brass coming through here. You can see the difference in tone there. And this one looks like it's been used a fair bit, like somebody actually enjoyed this. So if anyone in the comments can tell me anything about it, I'd appreciate that. This is probably going to end up going to that consignment store that I bought, maybe not this one, but I bought that really cool antique ring from one day. They're real nice, and I like dropping off things that I know they're going to want to sell, and I suspect this might be something that they would sell, and I'll get some store credit. Most of the time they get my Lululemon. All right, I bought these. I paid $4 whole for them because I liked them. I thought they were very, very cool. And I think they've got a name on them. It's like kind of scratched in. I thought it was only on one side. Yeah, it's not on that side. Let's grab the other side here. Yeah, there it is. It's like... Yashi? Hello Yashi? Helen Yashi? Something Yashi. So I thought those would be a fun thing to look up. And I also figured somebody was going to definitely want them because they're pretty cool, truth be told. So I did grab those just because I thought they were awesome. I grabbed this today for $3. I don't know that it's actually like Native American, but I was certain that the 925 mark down there was not a lie. So I thought for $3, why not? Somebody's gonna want it. I paid $10 whole for these, and they were one of the things that were pointed out to me by one of the jewelry people at the counter. And you know what? I didn't check them for they're fakes. Oh well. I think they got a name in here. Can't win them all. What do they say in there? 925 Thomas Sabo, something like that. Should have looked closer. But you know what? I was buying all those jewelry bags at the same time, and you know, maybe they're not fakes. Okay. Maybe I'm just... So this part doesn't react over here. This part does. And you know what's going on here is it's the spring inside. Oh yeah, that's what I'm getting. They're not fakes. There's just a serious steel spring that runs the whole length of this, and I'm picking that up. So that is an excellent lesson in where the magnet can lead you astray. And I don't know anything about this designer, but I thought those were pretty cool, and a big old chunk of silver. They're heavy. Now, of course, don't know how much of that is a steel spring, but we can weigh them up real quick and just sort of see. Those are $10. 8. I'll just throw them both on there. 16. So even if there's 6 grams of steel in there, we still bought them at spot, which is okay. And I think they're going to be something that somebody really adores. If anyone can tell me about that, what is the name there? It was Thomas something? In the comments, I'd appreciate it. It is Thomas Saber, Sawyer? Tom Sawyer? I don't think it's Tom Sawyer. Okay. Let's see if we can get through this a little more quickly. Got to bring the kiddos to the circus. They're very excited. But I'm very excited about this stuff too, and I wanted to get it down on video. I thought this was a cool bolo. I don't know what exactly is going on with this rock. It's got a real agate look to it, but then it's green. Like very green, but it's got banding like an agate in it. I'm not sure if it's like a dyed agate or what, but I knew my Bolo neighbor would love it. So, for $1, we bought it. This is a good example. This is $2. This is a good example of sometimes where sterling will get an interesting coating on it. And I don't know what this black coating is, but it is definitely silver. And it's just been totally coated with whatever this black stuff is. But I really didn't inspect it closely, and I don't think Nine West was lying when they said that this is silver. So I'm not sure why you would black coat silver other than to maybe be hypoallergenic, but it was a good example, I thought, of not judging a book by its cover, that sometimes the quality of a thing can be a good way to judge, is it worth coming home with? Is it actually a precious metal? Okay, what do we have in here? What do we have in here? Oh, I just thought this was a pretty little ring for $5. I think it's silver, but I thought it was nice, nicely made. I don't know if it's got here. Let's cut this off because now you've seen the price tag. Doesn't seem to have any markings. But it also seems to be a precious metal, and it doesn't react to the magnet. So we can test this guy. Gem test it and just regular test it. So at the same time, also $5. Get rid of the tag. I just thought this was so pretty. I love these little carved rings. It's been resized. I'm guessing silver by that tarnish, but sometimes 10 karat will tarnish like that too. And I'm not sure. I just love these carved rings, especially when they've been resized. You know that somebody loved it. And this was probably a wedding band at one point. So that'll go into our test pile. Come on, you. Some of this stuff sure likes to get tangled, doesn't it? Pretty sure this is silver. It didn't have any marks that I could see when I bought it. I don't know if somebody just made it or what, but at that $1 mark, I had to go home with it. We can test that one too. Here's a necklace. This was also on the $1 rack. Well, technically the $2 rack, but it was half off day for accessories. So, what did I do here? Necklaces. Why must you tangle so? But yeah, it was a nice chunky boy for $1, and it is $9.25, and I think that symbol means Silpada, which makes a lot of nice silver jewelry. But yeah, I thought that was nice for $1. This one, I didn't find the marking until I got home, but it does have a mark. When you see these old pins, definitely take a second look at them, because there's gold in these there pins. And a lot of gold fill too, which is what this particular one is. And you can see the marking for it down in there. Right there. It's hard to read because it's stamped funny, but it is like 1/20th 12 karat, something like that, gold fill. So that goes in my gold fill bin. I should note too, when I toss stuff into my gold fill bin, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to get melted down. It's just all of my gold fill is going in one container so that I don't lose it. Okay, 2 more things before we do some testing. This was at a garage sale on a belt. and it was $1. Now, it is a chunky thing, like chunky. Question is, how much of that chunk is this rock, whatever this rock is? And then the other question is, it's completely unmarked. Is this, in fact, silver? It sure has that look to me. Like, I really think this might be. So we're going to test this guy. We'll find out. Regardless of if it's silver or not, it is still quite a pretty belt buckle. Maybe a little uncomfortable, I don't know, but it's an interesting one. I was pleased that I grabbed it. It was a crazy, huge garage sale, like a estate sale sort of deal. But yeah. Oh, this was $1. Damascene. I just thought it was a cool design. Little clamshell with a pearl in it. Maybe not zoologically correct, but still cute nonetheless. And then all of the stuff that's been occurring is on this tray. So let me move some stuff out of the way. We'll talk about this tray. I'm really pleased with this tray. So I think this is melamine in the middle. And then the whole rim is sterling. And we'll look at the marking on it as soon as I get everything cleared out of the way. My workspace has been getting a little crowded lately. There are a lot of jewelry bags that I have been looking for. So this was $5. And then the marking, and at one point somebody charged $20 for it. That was also a deal, I believe. Let me find the marking. So when you see something like this nice thin rim with the really good black tarnish on it, means you want to grab it and then start looking everywhere for the markings, because the markings are not exactly obvious. And there they are right there. Wallace, Sterling, Modernique. And then that number, that 4741, is the model. So, pretty cool. We will definitely clean that up, and we will use that for the holidays. So let's get to testing. There we have it. So we are testing for silver, 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 silver. And these are 10 karat test acids. Both of these are. And obviously this guy is not gold. We'll let those two cook for a second. This is one of the ones I'm most curious about. But look at that right there. Look at how solid both of these are holding up to that 10 karat. Let's add a little dot of 14 karat to each of them and see what happens. Right gone. But not quite right gone. So one of the things that I would love a comment on is that I'm definitely seeing where I think these are both going to come up as silver. But of course, 10 karat's going to have a lot of silver in it if it's white gold. So does that mean that a white gold piece will test positive for silver because, hey, there's a bunch of silver in it? I would imagine that's the case. Now, the other thing that's interesting about this acid here is that we're let me goobering that. Let's grab these here real quick. Because, yeah, we've got a real positive test for silver in both of those. So both of these rings are at least silver. It looks like the 10 karat has eaten away finally for both of those. So I think we've got a silver ring and a silver ring. Yeah, got some nice red there. Thanks to Sherry at Blessed Baubles, this method sure works. Now, I'm going to grab a new one of these because this is the guy I'm mostly curious about. Oh, yeah, look at that. Nice and red. We are sitting pretty on a silver belt buckle. I really took to the corner there, so if this was plated, we would have gotten down into it. That pleases me. Well, all right. Let me clean this up real quick and we'll finish out the video. Yeah, I think we've had a pretty successful time. I mean, I don't mind that these are silver. They're really quite pretty. Another, you know, can never complain about getting a silver ring for $1. These two for $5, I think, was probably worth it. And I'll also definitely throw these on the XRF machine and find out if they are a little more than silver. This one still looks a little bit more than silver. It may be interesting. We may have some interesting results on that. So I will try to get that done before I post this video. And if I can, there will be an addendum at the very end of this video talking about the XRF results for those pieces. But I think we did pretty good overall, especially for $1. I suppose we could weigh this. Now, of course, there's a big stone there, but I think like maybe 2/3 of this is silver. I wonder if the scale is going to be able to handle it. 79. So I'd say we have at least $50 worth of silver there. Probably 60. It's probably 2 ounces. It's a solid chunk. No real surprises otherwise, but definitely get out there and do some treasure hunting. It is all over the place, and even in places that I would not have thought before I really started making a point to getting out to the consignment stores. And I am so happy that I have, because I've been getting some really nice gold priced like silver. I have no idea how they thought that gold necklace was silver, but here we are. With that, if you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't yet, and you'll get more content like this. And if you can share things out, I would really appreciate it. It really helps grow the channel, makes it more likely that I can keep on making videos like this for you. So get out there and find some treasure.
Like this, I've been Thomas.